Hello YouTube, it's DasGregor, and welcome back to part 3 of Minecraft 101 for Linux, specifically done in Gentoo. In part 1 we learned how to install Minecraft for Linux and set up a menu item for it. In part 2 we learned how to create that basic modded Minecraft environment and to create some folders to manage that. Now, one of the biggest reasons why we create folders to manage that is so that if you ever have a problem with Minecraft, with the .minecraft area, you can remove it and get your Minecraft reinstalled without affecting all of your Minecraft files. As we have here in the Minecraft folder, we have our managers for Forge, and we'll be talking about Light Loader in a different tutorial. We have our mod packs that we have. We have our Minecraft jar file and our script to run the Minecraft jar file so that we don't have to constantly type it out. In the last tutorial, of course, we created DOS mod tutorial, and we created the vanilla mod there for 1710. Today, we're going to look at putting in what I consider to be the 2 or 3 basic mod packs that I think every mod should ever have. So let's first go ahead and get to the modlist.mcf.li. We're at 1.710 version. As I said in the last one, we have 1200 plus mods now in this. Now, the very first thing I think every mod pack should have is NEI, not enough items. So if we search here, we find here is not enough items. You will see this is a universal mod, that it requires Forge, and that it has a dependency of code chicken chunks. So let's go ahead and click on it, because that will send us to that mod pack. Now over here you're going to see these strange names, but let me tell you, they are the author. And these people deserve so much credit because they are so awesome to have done these things for us. Chicken Bones is the author of Not Enough Items. And boy, let me tell you, you really can't run modded Minecraft without his Not Enough Items. You could, but it would be kind of, yeah, it just wouldn't be good. So, Chicken Bones mods, not enough items. We want to go to the downloads and installation area. Now, anything that you might have here, he's going to talk about the mods, any information more you want. Great resource to look at, but we just want to go ahead and go to the downloads area. And we want to make sure we choose what version we're running. So we want to go to 1710. And you'll see that he has a lot of options here. Now, if you want to go with the safe mode, you can go with the recommended version. And the two things that you want for NEI that are very important, Code Chicken, let's double check that, Code Chicken Core, and Not Enough Items. So what we will do is we're going to say we want the universal version. Now I'm going to right click this and I'm going to say open in a new tab so that we can get to the add fly. Now, as I warned in the last one, you want to ignore all of these things down here. This stuff down here is pretty much going to take you where you don't want to go. Instead, you want to watch up here for this countdown to go from 5 to 0 and then say skip add. Click on the skip add, and it's going to download. And what we want to do is go ahead and say keep, go back over to here, do the same thing for not enough items. So he says please wait. This is what you should see, 5, 4, etc. We want to wait till that goes away. Ignore this stuff here. Don't ever get confused, because I know when I first started I would get confused with this stuff. Oh, download, click, and all of a sudden I don't know where I'm at and what kind of junk is trying to be loaded. Luckily for it being Linux, you don't have to worry about a lot of this stuff harming your computer. I don't feel comfortable doing this in a Windows environment, I'll be honest, because who knows what kind of junk it's going to load. Now that we have those two things, we can go to our mod pack area. We're going to go to our downloads folder. We're going to find those two things, and we are going to cut them, get back into Minecraft mod packs DOS mod tutorial, and remember I said all mods that you want you're going to want to put into the mods directory. So let's just paste these two items here. Now we have not enough items and the code chicken core. We come back and we are pretty much done. Now as you saw with his mods here, and this is why I said add it to a new window, leave this page because it's easier to stick right here. He has a few other things like chicken chunks, ender storage, translocators. So there's some other mods, but right now we're just wanting to get at basics. Someday you might want chicken chunks and some other things, but you can look that up. So let's close this, close this, close this. The next big one that I think every mod pack should have is Waila. And that stands for what am I looking at? And we will see that there is Waila right here. So we click on it. As you see, Forge required. It's a client side pack, so it means it works only on the client, which is different. Universal means that it will work for both a server environment and a client environment. If it's a client side pack, you're pretty much only going to want to put it on the client side where we're doing this. If it's server side, when you create a server, you can actually add it to the mods on the server that can be shared by everybody. He has all his information here about what's going on with his pack. It takes us there. There's the 1.64. If we scroll down, we see Waila. We see the latest version, 1.7.10. If you want to just get the latest for 1.7, you can click on that, or if you want to see all his downloads, you can click on View All 25, and it will take us to all these different locations. Now this is taking us to Curse. Curse is a great location for Minecraft resources. So a lot of the Minecrafters, keep their information there. You want to go to Other Downloads right here, and we can see that here's the latest version. Here's the game version it uses. He has only created one version for 1.8, and I'm sad about that because I really would like to go to 1.8 soon, but it's just one of those things where you don't ever want to bug a mod creator about when they're going to take something to a new version. It's just uncouth. It's not good etiquette. So I will never bother them about it, but believe me, it's great when they do. So we want the latest version of Waila. So this one right here, it came out on 18 March. Nothing new since then, so we click on it. It should bring us to a download page. And this one we don't have to worry about any type of ad fly. We wait, it's downloading, keep it. And I'm just going to save the other stuff for later. So now that we have that, we can close these windows. And to give credit where credit is due for Waila, let's look at who. Prof Mobius. Prof Mobius has many props from me because that is the best thing in the world. When you're using Waila in a modded mod pack, it tells you what you're looking at with a little screen pop up, and it is so handy to have. The third basic thing that I can say that almost should be vanilla because it is so awesome is inventory tweaks. That'll be the third and final mod that we look at today to add. It is made by Kobata or Kobata, I'm not sure how you say that, but props to them. We go to Inventory Tweaks website. It can tell you about what it can do, give you some information, etc. Kind of some instructions here. Make sure Forge is installed, put the jar in your mods folder, run the game. Woohoo! And he has, of course, some for version 1.8. and we want to look for 1.710, so we're going to go to view all downloads. It's also going to curse, so we look here and we can see that the last version done for 1.710 was on 5 August of last year, and that looks like the newest version, so we're going to go ahead and click on that. Wait our 3 seconds for the download to occur. There it is. Keep it. Let's minimize this for a bit. We've got now to go into downloads. There is our inventory tweaks and Waila. Let's cut those from there. Go into Minecraft, modpacks, DasMod tutorial, mod, and paste. We now have Waila, not enough items, and inventory tweaks. And of course, the dependency that not enough items needs for CodeChicken Core. We are now ready to start Minecraft and see how it works. Let's go to Games, Vanilla Minecraft, open it up. Let's see, our profile is DasMod tutorial, that's what we want. We want to play that mod. Anything it may have needed to run, a lot of times the mods are smart enough to pull what it needs. So now if we look at our mods folder, we will see there's the ones we added, but it added this directory 1710 and it added CodeChicken lib, which is the library for CodeChicken. We didn't have to download it, it just went ahead and took care of it. We see our Mojang screen with the forge banging away at our mods, and there it goes loading. Now another thing that I may get into if people are interested is because of my handicap, it's very difficult for me to use a keyboard and mouse and all that all at once, only being able to use one hand at a time. So I've got a controller, and there's a really good software program that I've installed called Q Joypad. So I'm going to start that, and I have it set up to work perfectly with Minecraft. So we have here our version 1710, 905, those versions. Big thing is, if you remember from the last tutorial, we had 3 mods. Now it says we have 7 mods. And the reason why we have 7 is because we have those 4 that were inside of here. Waila, not enough items, inventory tweaks, and not enough items, CodeChicken Core. Now let me kind of turn down the volume just a wee bit here so it's not so bad. One of the first things that you want to do when you start, if you are using, now just because I don't want to kill myself and show how bad I am, I'm going to throw this into peaceful for now. We're going to go into music, knock this down to about 40% on the main volume, take that music down to almost nothing, take the weather down to almost nothing because that's so annoying when it rains. I like to keep the hostile creatures at 100% because you never know. Jukebox we can knock down to about 20 or so, doesn't really matter, somewhere in there. These are of course personal preferences. I like to keep the friendly creatures about 80 so I can still hear them because you need to look for them, and the ambient environment about the same. Done. The other thing we have to look at is controls. Because I am using a joystick, let's make sure my joystick is working, yes. We want to change the attack button to what I've set it to, and we want to change the use button to what I've set it to. And that's all I really need to do because all the other keys work great. And let's see, is there anything else in here? Now if you had a resource pack, this is where you would be able to see it if it was there. We don't have anything at this time. Done. We want to play single player. Let's create a new world. And we're going to call our world DasMod tutorial. We are going to leave it survival. we are going to make the seed DasMod tutorial, just to keep it straight. I always say allow cheats on. Now the reason I say allow cheats on is sometimes something happens that just is a weird glitch, and I don't call it cheating if you have to fix a glitch, but sometimes you need to have allow cheats on to be able to fix that glitch. I don't do bonus chests though. World type default for now because we don't have anything like biomes of plenty or anything else. And we click create new world. Building our terrain, loading the world. Now you will also probably notice that if we go back into here while that loads and we go into our saves, we now have an NEI folder in our saves and our DasMod tutorial world that we created. It's still loading the world. The first time it's going to take a little bit. And this is the first time I've tried to use simple screen recorder while recording a video from a game, so you'll have to bear with me. Now the first time you do this, you're going to see that there are some things that it's creating for the first time usage of inventory tweaks, for instance. Let's make this full screen by hitting F11. Sometimes I find I have to hit that 2 or 3 times to get it. There we go. And we are connected in a strange world. Now one thing you will see is I'm kind of stuck. Now for some reason when I do this I have to go, there we go, now we got it, back to game, and now my controller's working. And you see, we see oak leaves, we see dirt, we see, if we come over here and look at the sand. The first time you load in a modded world, you're going to see a lot of lag. Now the reason is everything is loading and being generated in this world. And I find this to be very big. So one of the things that you might want to do is go into options in your video settings and change your GUI scale from auto. That's too small. Well, I like to go actually to large because it's still a decent size but not bloated. Now we hit E for the first time, of course, to get to our inventory. And one thing, if you've ever played vanilla, that you'll see different is we now have a list of all of the blocks that are available in vanilla Minecraft. Here we have every single one. And if the nice thing about this is, and we want to make sure that we're not in cheat mode, so we go to World, Inventory, and Recipe mode is the one to be on. Now if you wanted to cheat, you wanted to be able to do this because you want to be in a environment where you're just testing stuff out without wanting to craft everything, you can change it to cheat mode, which would allow you to just pretty much grab anything you want from there. Recipe mode would make it so it shows you the recipes for each item, and utility mode gives you these options to have like a delete, a magnet, game mode to change it from creative and so forth, and there's a couple others that you can play with. Now for now we're going to leave it in recipe mode, back out, and one of the first things you want to do is we got to punch a tree. So you see we have what everything is there. It's really nice that it tells us this. Punch the tree, get some wood. Second achievement, getting wood. What do you know? I'm just going to do a few basic things. We're not going to go too much into this, but you'll notice then the crafting, which you'll want to do by putting logs in there. Get yourself a crafting bench. Next achievement created. In the beginning, your achievements just fly by. And from here, you say, I'm kind of new to Minecraft and I don't really know what to do next. Well, it'd be helpful to have an axe to chop down trees. It'd be helpful to have a sword. You can search down here for axe. And you can see that right now, since we're vanilla, our options are a wood axe, an iron axe, or I'm looking at pickaxe, I'm sorry. Wood still though, iron still, diamond, gold, and stone. So right now all we have is wood, so we need to make some planks out of that. And if you look at the recipe for wood, it's going to tell you need some sticks, some planks, How do you make sticks? You click on that. It tells you, oh, 2 planks make 4 sticks. So if you've got planks, you can hit the shift key and the question mark, and you've got 4 sticks. All right. You take that out of there, and say you want to make yourself an axe for next time. So you click on the axe, click on the question mark. If you've got all the items in there, it's going to allow you to make this. Now you also need to make yourself a sword. So a sword, of course, looks just like a sword. Do the stick there. You got yourself a sword. Now you can chop down trees. You can protect yourself really well. And of course, that's going to make it so chopping trees works so much faster. And it sucks that I was put onto an island, but it is what it is. Right now, this is just a temporary tutorial. The world is still generating. If you hit F3, you will see that right now we're running 1.7.10. If you look in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, I'm getting about 32 frames per second, and that it tells me the chunks that are loaded. And if you look, X, Y, and Z is your current location, and it'll tell you I'm in a beach biome. It'll say on the right hand side how much memory is being used. Right now we're using between 200 and 300 megs on the memory. The allocated memory of 409 that's been set aside for it, and up above that it says we have a maximum of above 3 gigs of memory to work with it. Down below that it shows us the same information about what mods we've loaded, the 7 mods, etc. That is the basic of basics you need for your modded Minecraft to get started. In the next tutorial, we'll be talking about a few more mods to make things easier, such as a map mod that you'll be able to use to see where you are, to create waypoints, and be able to get to different places. And we will talk about more advanced configuration issues with that in the future. For now, though, you have a basic mod. Now, if you ever wanted to play that vanilla Minecraft with just the basics of basics, with nothing too much else, the only other thing I might add would be a map, just because it's so nice to be able to set a waypoint and see where you're at. One of the biggest problems with Minecraft is the world's so great that you can get so lost that you'll never find your home again, especially if you're running from a googly, skeletons, and zombies, etc. And you might never find your way because you're just running for your life. So let's exit out of here. Not back to game. Save and quit. Quit the game. It brings this up, and I always bring this up because if you want to test things out, go back into, say, the latest or the vanilla, etc., you can do so. And close out. And that's all you need to know for setting up your first, most basic mod pack with just NEI inventory. I didn't even talk about inventory tweaks. Inventory tweaks allow you, once you have a chest, to sort that chest, to move things around a lot easier, to use your scroll bar to move things from your inventory chest to your personal inventory and vice versa. We'll get into that another time, as I'm sure we're getting way past our time on this. We are at 23 minutes. We are past time. So there it is for part 3. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck modding, and we will go forward in part 4 very soon. If it's morning, evening, or noon or night, whatever you're having, enjoy it. Bye, guys.